I wanted to do this video on the difference between a spirit and a ghost because there is a difference between them. And the reason I want to do this is because in the beginning of my journey, my spiritual journey, I joined several Facebook groups, like paranormal groups. And I think this is something a lot of us do because we're searching for answers, we're searching for like-minded people. Well, I joined these groups and obviously now I'm, nearly 4 years into this journey. So I don't really need these groups anymore, but every now and then they pop up and, I see these posts pop up on the group. Um, but the thing is, I see so many people who are just living in fear of entities and, demons and all of these different things. Um, to the point where they can't enjoy any spiritual encounter at all, which is really sad, I think, because some of them are really amazing, if you just kind of change your perspective around them. But the problem I have with them is, some people, I saw one the other day and it was a woman posting about her daughter, and her daughter, maybe she was like 7 or 8 or something, and she saw a ghost in her room. She said that she saw the ghost of a child in her room. Um, and her daughter was terrified, and the mum was like, what do I do? How do I go forward with this? And the comments were just full of fear porn. It was just, you need to sage, you need to get a priest, you need to cover up all the mirrors because they're portals, and like all this crazy stuff. And if you believe in that kind of stuff, that's fine if that's what you want to believe in, but I hate to see people being led to fear when they really don't need to. They really don't. I think for me, it really depends on your belief, and what you truly believe is going to be real. Um, so yeah, so I just wanted to kind of put it out there that, there's a difference between spirits and ghosts, and it's quite easy to tell the difference between them. Um, and that there shouldn't be any need for fear there, okay? Um, so, first off, we have spirit. So, a spirit is somebody that we can communicate with, somebody who used to be on this earth, a past loved one. Um, it could be a father, grandfather, son, daughter, whatever. Um, and this is somebody that we can communicate with and receive communication back. So, a spirit will show us intelligence. Um, so, if I am doing a mediumship reading, the spirit is showing me intelligence by giving me evidence for the person who sat there waiting for their reading. And that evidence can come in loads of different ways, but the thing that it all has in common is proof of life after death. That's what they want. The spirit wants to prove to their loved one, I am still here. And that is always the profound message that comes through every single time. I am here. Nearly every single reading I've done has had that statement. And you can see the flicker behind the eyes of the person sitting for the reading that they needed to hear that. Um, but the evidence that comes through, like I am here, is not evidential. I am here is just a nice message that the spirit is given. Um, the intelligence there is I am here, and you'll know I'm here because I'm telling the medium that I was a pilot and I broke my leg. And the sitter, sorry, the person who's receiving the reading is like, oh my God, yes, he was a pilot and he broke his leg. Um, so that is the intelligence there. Okay. Intelligence can show up in other ways too. So not even just a mediumship reading, but like some people like to take pictures and see like orbs and things in the pictures. Um, so the intelligence there could be I'm taking pictures and I'm getting loads of orbs today, loads of orbs in the kitchen. And so the intelligence there is asking the orbs to move. And it is asking those orbs, if you are a spirit, can you please move the orbs to the other side of the kitchen? And then taking another picture and seeing have they moved. That is intelligence. That is how they're going to show you an intelligence. So that is a spirit. A spirit is somebody who used to be here, who isn't here anymore. They're on the other side. Now, a ghost is different because there is no intelligence. That is the difference between the two, okay? So a ghost is an energy signature, and it is simply like if I am living in this house and if I live in this house for 50 years and then I pass away, some of my energy is going to be left behind. There's going to be an energy signature. Now, this doesn't mean that I am just roaming the halls night and day and just scaring people. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that part of my energy is still here. And if somebody is sensitive enough, they might see it. And all that means is that they might catch a glimpse of part of my energy signature and they might think that's a ghost and they might get really scared. Um, and the fear, this is the thing. So fear enhances these things. Okay. So what fear does is it makes you hypersensitive. Okay. So have you ever watched like a really scary movie and you're laying in bed and you're thinking about the scary movie and then all of a sudden, like you can feel everything. The hairs are standing up on your arms and your legs and your neck, and you can hear every slight little thing in the house, and you're convincing yourself that it's this scary thing, and your heart's going fast. And fear makes you hypersensitive, which means you are going to be more sensitive to hearing, seeing, feeling whatever the thing was that you saw that made you get frightened in the first place. So if you see the energy signature of me stood doing the dishes, I could just be stood in the kitchen and you're seeing a ghost stood in the kitchen and you don't realize it's just an energy signature. You're going to get frightened, and you're going to get hypersensitive to these things. And then you're going to see more. You're going to see more of them. You're going to see me stood in the living room, and then you're going to see me stood in the bathroom. And and that's how you're going to get all of that fear is just going to make it worse. Okay. So it's asking yourself, why am I afraid? Did this thing try and hurt me? No. And it won't. Ghosts can't hurt you. Ghosts can't do anything. They're just energy signatures. They're just wandering around signatures. The spirit is not stuck. The spirit is not stuck in a home or in a, wherever it might be. It is simply an energy signature. And I don't know if some people have like a stronger energy that they would leave behind more of an energy signature, or if it's just that um, some people are more sensitive to seeing them than other people. Um, yeah, but that is the difference between the two. And I just think it's really sad sometimes when I see how scared people get when they don't need to be. Um, your loved ones aren't going to come by and let anybody come in and hurt you. They're not. They're in spirit and they're watching over you. Um, and that makes sense, And it's just like if you had a reading and what if that's not my loved one? What if it's somebody pretending to be my loved one? And it's like it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make sense that your loved one would let somebody come in and pretend to be them, you know? Um yeah, so that was the difference between a spirit and a ghost. I hope that helps somebody who might have some kind of fear there, that they really don't need to have. um Life gets so much simpler when you can let go of that. um when I first got into mediumship, I thought my house was haunted. It was kind of a mixture of like I wanted to know where my dad was, like whether he was in spirit, whether he was like, is he still there? Isn't he? Um, and also we had just moved house and I kept sensing something in the house. And I thought I was going crazy. And the fear made it worse. That bit of fear that kind of turned into a little bit more fear, and then more things were happening. And I was very lucky because I just seemed to be guided to the right place. I didn't end up in any of the fear porn that made it worse. I just seemed to be divinely guided to the right place. And I was able to see and learn that spirit cannot harm me. That these would be, if I'm picking up on anything, these could be energy signatures. It could be a spirit guide. It could be anything. It could be my own loved ones that I'm picking up on. But either way, there was nothing to be afraid of. And very, very soon after I was kind of guided that way and started to learn that, all of these things stopped. And I have lived with that, knowing that belief that nothing can hurt me, um, and nothing has happened. And I've been doing mediumship for like I said, nearly 4 years now. And there has been no scary incidences, nothing. Um, so just kind of take that if you can. Um, I can't see how there would be anything scary out there, and I haven't encountered it. you know? Um, yeah, I hope that helps.